now since you were playing the Joker in Arkham Origins, and now you're Batman in this game, my question is, do you complete yourself?
Yeah, I was saying that it'd be great to have like a one-man show, like Waiting for Godot with Batman and Joker, and just kind of see. Waiting for Godot is not a one-man show. There you go, bud.
So much.
Of course. But yeah, and what I love is that, you know, Lego exists in a way that it will sustain that. Like you can put everything, you can put reality on pause, and I can be Batman. You know, it's awesome, and it's a game that the only thing that's gonna be more fun than making it is playing it, and that's kind of a rare opportunity that we get. And I'm a gamer first, I'm an actor second, so this is the game that's gonna be game purchase for me. Like I'll probably just do the digital download because I wanted to wait for the actual physical copy for midnight. So yeah, I'm excited.
So are you gonna be playing as Batman, not your voice, or are you gonna play as the Joker?
No. I will play as Batman as long as you can, because you know with Lego games a lot of times you need. It's just what I hate about it, and it's so great. It's like the narrative informing the gameplay is that sometimes you can't play as Batman. You have to switch between characters. Like in Lego Batman 2, you had to switch to Robin because Robin could get to places that you couldn't go. And so every time I do that, I'm like, and Batman in the game is going. So it actually works. Works really well.
Troy, talking about your performance as Joker again.
Yeah.
The folks downstairs at the panel got a little taste of your Joker voice.
Right.
Yeah, he was there. I missed it. Can we get some here potentially?
Oh, you just want a little taste, don't you?
How are you approaching Batman? Is it going to be more, because there's so much to pull from?
Sure.
What exactly? What is your approach on it?
Dude, I mean, first of all, if it's the guys at TT are the fan service is from the top down and the bottom up. Because we're all fans that are making it, and they're all fans that are making it as well. And so what's great is there's not one joke or one line or one reference that everybody goes, we don't get it. Everybody gets it. So we get to steal from 66 Batman and from 89 Batman and from Nolan's Batman, you know, even from the comic books as well. So whatever we do, I get to kind of gravitate towards, you know, whatever they're referencing. Like if we're making fun of something that Bale did, and you know, when Batman Begins, A Dark Knight, then we get to own it. We kind of get to lean towards that. So Batman and Lego to me is kind of like an amalgamation of all 75 years, because he is Batman to him, and he's just kind of the culmination of all those different representations of it. So, and that comes from having a really good team that's kind of steering this ship, this crazy ship down this crazy river. I don't know, for some reason. It's like this old steamboat. And we had a great, you know, VO director, J.D. Blanc, was fantastic at you know, orchestrating that radio theater that we were doing. So that's where a lot of it came from.
Did you do a lot of single reads, or did you were able to do ensemble in the same room?
All ensembles.
All
yeah.
ensemble.
The only like single stuff that we did were pickups. You know, like hey, we changed this line a little bit, and like fighting efforts and little grunts and groans and stuff that we did. But they made a philosophical decision that like so much of the story depended on the performance, and those performances depend on people playing off each other, because everything about comedy is timing. Nobody really.
Oh, I got it.
Comics have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right. That's true. Made a strong point. Sure.
Sorry. You were talking about, you know, with the Dark Knight pack, obviously making fun of some stuff that Bale did.
Right.
Did you also get to voice Batman for that section of the game? And if you did, what was that like? Did you try to like do the growl?
Yeah, there were times when we kind of like did we never went full like swear to me. We never did anything like that, you know. But it's you know, we get to. There's times when we get to pull from like what Michael Keaton did. You know, it's like
slow whisper.
Yeah, that stuff. You know. So it just really depends. Yeah, I mean, if you hear the Batman that you see on the cover. Not the 66 Batman,
right,
or you know, any of those other iterations. It's gonna be me. We have like 4 Batman in these. Batman?
We've had this conversation earlier. What do you call a group of Batman?
Batman? I don't know. Sure.
Like
you were great in games such as like Infamous and The Last of Us. By the way, you're growing in the beard, starting to look like
I do. I was like, what are you doing it for? I'm like, because I'm lazy. I'm doing it for.
So what's it like to do something like The Last of Us with more of like a dark and serious tone, and then taking on something like Lego Batman? Like you've been doing like a wide variety of stuff. So like,
it's a welcome break. It really is. Because like, take The Last of Us for example. It's a very heavy game, and we had fun. Like if you saw the alternate ending thing, the singing thing at the end, you know, we had fun while we were making it. But you know, what you see on screen isn't.
It's like a really deep story.
Very, very deep, very dark. So when we get a chance to do something like this, where we're telling jokes.
It's why you were great in Infamous, because like you were very like lighthearted in that game.
But
and, like,
even still, like those are like sarcastic and witty and fun. That's like, you know, popcorn blockbuster stuff.
Yeah.
But this is like straight up. Like you read it on the page, you're like, oh, I get it. That's a great joke, and you know exactly how you're gonna do it, and then somebody else completely flips the script on you, like they do an improv comedy. You're like, holy crap, we're really in this together. So you don't get a lot of opportunities to work on stuff that's funny.
By the way, if you were any better today, you'd be twins.
See, that's a great thing. It's a Texas phrase, and I don't know, maybe just people don't get it. You better be twins.
You basically have done more than Batman. People have voiced Batman. You've done pretty much almost the entire, you know, Rogues Gallery at this point. Or,
there's a few that are missing, but yeah.
Well, I was asking, who would you really like to take a crack at that you either haven't been offered or just haven't read for or anything like that?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Gender bent. Harley. Oh, Mr. J.
She would just be Dr. She would just be Dr. Girlfriend.
Yeah,
essentially.
It's so crazy. I don't know, man, because like, you know, I look at cool characters like, you know, like Deadshot or any of those people, and those are really cool characters.
Two-Face.
Yeah, Two-Face was great, you know, and Two-Face again was like one of my favorite characters in the animated series, and it was one of the first graphic novels that I got. Was the whole origin story. It was after Jason had died, and Tim was learning about, you know, the whole Robin thing, and Dick was kind of walking him through, like, this is what happened to me. Let me tell you my story. It was really cool. It was after Death of the Family. And anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think it's A Lonely Place of Dying.
Huh?
I said I think it's called A Lonely Place of Dying.
Yes, that's it.
Nice.
Robin's on the cover, and he's like this. Yeah. So like the whole Two-Face arc, and how Two-Face was actually responsible for all of that, and playing Two-Face was kind of a banner moment for me. And I found out that I was playing that when I got to the session, because I knew that I was playing Nightwing. I was like, that's awesome. And then Nightwing got really downplayed. And then they said, do you want to do this character Two-Face? I'm like, like, what would you do for him? Like, I'm going to do what Martin Mull did. Or Richard Mull.
Richard Mull.
Completely Batman. There was a terrible Martin Mull impersonation, by the way. But Richard Mull did in the animated series. So, I mean, I have my own like world of nerd, and it just constantly keeps getting expanded by working with people like Jeff Johns and Arthur Parsons, and those guys just go way deeper in the DC universe. So no, I don't know if there's anybody that would take a crack at, man. I mean, I will say this, after the whole Joker thing, if something is offered to me, if it makes sense, I'm not going to be afraid to not do it anymore. Because I mean, you just have to be. You can't be scared to fail, and that goes pretty much anywhere in life. And the only reason why we don't do something is because of fear. And sometimes it's a smart choice. But I don't want fear to be the only reason why I don't do something that could really be beneficial. So, yeah.
So, Troy, you just mentioned Deadshot. Would you be open to voicing him if, say, that Suicide Squad game ever materializes?
I don't know, man, because like if you heard in Assault on Arkham, what's his name? Blue Eyes. God, I'm drawing a blank.
I forget his name.
Yeah, you can edit this out, maybe sound smarter. But anyway, he did a great job as Deadshot. And it was a really cool version of Deadshot that you hadn't seen before, too. So, I'm trying to think of other characters.
But, you know, I mean, if he's not available.
Yeah.
I mean, Carl Tribute does everything, so.
What was like doing your, like, the Joker Batman banter with Kevin Conroy as Batman?
Oh my god, dude. That was was a pretty cool day for me. I mean, he and I got to work together briefly when I did Nightwing stuff on Arkham City. Yeah, to be able to sit down with Kevin and kind of just talk to him about his vast experience, 25 years, 3/4 of this Batman legacy, he's been the custodian. That's incredible, man. No one has held onto a character that long.
Except for Hamill as Joker.
Exactly. Those two right there have been the ones that have really been proliferating the Batman mythology. And when you think of those two characters, when you hear those voices, if you want to see a face, sure. But when you hear those two voices, those are the ones you always, connect with Batman and Joker. So if I could ever have anything close to that, that's a huge win for me. So.
All right, guys.
Good.
Thanks so much, Troy.
Thank you guys so
Great
much.
talking to you.
Appreciate it.